Hey everybody, this is Gary Hibbs from Unleashed to Lead, and the word from the chair today is mindset. You know, our thoughts really matter. Our thoughts are really the seedbed of how we act, and how we act determines our life, really, ultimately. And you know, Scripture tells us to be careful about how we think, because our life is shaped by our thoughts. That's found in Proverbs 4, the 23rd verse there, and elsewhere in Scripture. And you may know this verse or have heard it. It's often quoted. The Apostle Paul said, "Don't be conformed to this world, but be transformed." How? By the renewing of our minds. You know, a very influential book written in the 19th century by a guy named James Allen was called As a Man Thinketh. I actually found this book on my dad's bookshelf when I was a kid, and so I was exposed to it early on. But really what it's talking about, as a man thinketh, and this is from Scripture as well, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You know, it really does determine kind of where our life goes. You know, scientists are saying that we have, and there was a study out of USC, that said that we have about 70,000 thoughts a day. 70,000, that's a lot of thoughts. What kind of thoughts are they? If they're negative thoughts, we're going to be negative. If they're positive thoughts, we're going to be positive, and we're going to think positive things. And to a large degree, you know, we become the architect of our lives and of our future. And, you know, we are where we are because that's where basically our thoughts have taken us. You know, as a Christian, I think it's really important for me to know how God thinks of me. And as a child of God, you know, one of my favorite scriptures is Christ in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you, the hope of purpose fulfilled. And I was just at a conference where Les Brown was. It was the Story into Profit Live conference with Andy Enriquez. And, you know, Les Brown is famous for saying a lot of encouraging things, you know, things that give you heart. And he's also a fellow believer, and he's looked at me actually and said, and he says this to everybody he sees, I think, "You have greatness within you." So my question to you is, do you believe it? What are your thoughts? As a child of God, do you know that you do have greatness within you, or do we listen to those thoughts? 90% of those 70,000, by the way, don't change from day to day. They just don't change. They've also done studies on that. What are your thoughts saying to you? And then are you informing your mind so that you're not conformed to the negative thoughts, but being transformed with new thoughts as to who you are and where you can go? You know, an act is really the blossom of a thought. And this is something that James Allen said in the book, As a Man Thinketh. And, you know, either joy or suffering are the fruits of how we think. So what are you choosing today? What are you filling your mind with? I hope that it's positive thoughts, and that you know that there's no one in the world just like you and the gifts that you have. God made you one of one. So your mindset matters. Thanks for tuning in, and I look forward to seeing you again. Bye now.